Beamy, 26. Office manager in a mid-size company. Addicted to proving I'm the hardest worker in the room. Problem: I secretly think most people are lazy. Been in corporate life for 4 years. I stay late almost every night. Fix other people's mistakes without telling them. Think I'm the reason the company runs smoothly. Everyone calls me reliable, like it's a compliment. I take it as proof I'm better than the rest. One Monday morning my boss calls me in. Says he's sending me to a team development retreat. 3 days in some small town an hour away. My first thought, waste of time. Second thought, maybe I'll get material to laugh about later. We arrive at this old countryside inn. Looks like it hasn't been renovated since the 90s. The air smells like coffee and dust. They split us into small groups. Mine has 3 people I barely talk to at work. One of them is Daniel, quiet IT guy who never joins lunch tables. Always wears the same gray hoodie. I once joked he was part of the furniture. First activity is some trust exercise. Blindfold walking in pairs. I roll my eyes but play along. Daniel is my partner. His hands are cold when he guides me. I laugh and say he's nervous. He says quietly, "No, I just didn't sleep last night." Something in his voice makes me pause. But I don't ask why. Not yet. Later that day we have a workshop. Sharing personal challenges. I'm already planning to say something safe, like time management or eating too much takeout. The first 2 people share light stories. Then it's Daniel's turn. He stares at the table for a moment, then says he hasn't spoken to his dad in 10 years. His mom passed away when he was 19. No siblings, no close relatives. Work is the only place he talks to people regularly. He says weekends feel like a test of how long he can handle silence. I shift in my chair. He's not even trying to make it sound dramatic, just laying it out flat. And for some reason it feels heavier than the sad tone I expected. When it's my turn I keep my voice light. Say I work too much and don't relax enough. People nod politely, but my own answer sounds cheap now. That night there's a campfire outside. Some people go to the bar in town. I stay by the fire scrolling my phone. Daniel sits across from me quietly sipping tea. Out of nowhere he asks, "Do you like your job?" I tell him yes, then ask if he does. He shrugs, says it's fine. Better than the last one. I ask what the last one was. He says warehouse work. Then after a pause, it was night shifts and I didn't talk to anyone for months. I can't tell if he's exaggerating or if that's just his normal tone. Next morning we go on a group hike. The air is cold and the ground is damp. I walk ahead wanting to finish quickly, but somehow end up next to Daniel. He keeps his hands in his hoodie pocket, points out a bird call I would miss, names a plant growing near the path. We walk in silence for a few minutes. Then he says offices can be very lonely. I laugh and say there are people everywhere. He shakes his head without looking at me, says being near people is not the same as being seen. I feel my steps slow down without thinking. Remember passing him in the hallway many times, never stopping to ask how he was doing, only talking when my computer froze, or the printer stopped working in the middle of the day. Now the silence between us feels heavier, like I am starting to see what he meant. That evening we have a group dinner in the hall. Long wooden tables with candles in the center. People laugh loudly at one end of the room. I sit near Daniel and a few others from our group. The conversation drifts to family traditions. Someone asks Daniel what his are. He smiles faintly and says he doesn't have any. No family left to share them with. The table goes quiet for a moment. Then someone changes the subject quickly. But I can't stop looking at him. He eats slowly like he's in no rush to leave. After dinner he helps clear plates without being asked. I follow him into the kitchen with a tray. He thanks me like it's a rare gesture. And somehow that thank you sits in my chest. He says most people don't notice small help. I tell him maybe they should. He shrugs like he's heard that before, but doesn't believe it. On the last day we have a reflection session. Everyone shares what they learned on the retreat. Most people talk about teamwork or patience. When it's Daniel's turn he speaks slowly. Says he realized he is invisible most of the time. Not because people are cruel on purpose, but because they are too busy to notice. He says being invisible is harder than being disliked. At least dislike means you were seen once. The room is completely silent while he talks. When it's my turn, I start to say my usual line. Something about work ethic and staying focused. But the words feel hollow as they leave my mouth. I glance at Daniel and see him listening politely. It makes me uncomfortable in a way I can't explain. Because I know I've been one of those people. Too busy to notice someone right in front of me. We ride the bus back to the city in the afternoon. I sit near the window but keep glancing at Daniel. He has headphones in and is looking out at the fields. When we arrive, I almost just say goodbye and leave. But instead I tell him it was nice talking during the trip. He smiles in that small quiet way he does. Says it was nice being noticed for once. Then walks away before I can answer. That night I lie in bed thinking about his words. I replay every time I ignored someone at work. Every polite nod I never followed with a question. Every hallway walk where I kept my eyes on my phone. And I wonder how many Daniels I've passed by. How many people live in that kind of quiet every day. Now when I see him in the office, I make sure to say hello. Feels small, but maybe it matters. Because being seen is not the same as being around.